we can unpick it. Everingham was up the inside of Best. Charter was there with McLean.
What Seaton gets here. Whoa, Fife has had a huge one through turn one. He's lost the rear wing.
Oh, yeah, you're right, Chad.
And I wonder if this is what's caused the monumental moment that he's had.
100%.
Well, he had one here 2 years ago with, it was Matt Charter who had rear wing failure through turn one here 2 years ago and had a similar one. Now, this car had the rear wing fixed after damage in race one last week.
I was about to say we saw Josh Fife have big contact with the wall between turn one and turn two last week and actually saw that wing run into the mesh on the outside fence, and I would say you're 100% right. There's the rear wing let go.
Oh my gosh.
You instantly go from 250 kilos of downforce on the rear tyres to nothing in an instant like that, and that is a very graphic example of when you lose the rear downforce. All the aero goes to the front of the car, and then you've got plenty of front and no rear. And Josh Fife, a big moment.
Oh, now there.
Oh, hang on a minute.
It's Fife again, is it?
Fife.
Oof.
And that's...
Is that a lock-up or is that something worse?
Sure, he's down at turn two. And he's not firing up at the moment, so we need to see more of what's happened for Josh Fife down here at turn two. Oh, they've been into the wall.
He took the braking marker with him.
And then, yes. So something's happened earlier than that, clearly.
That was huge.
So the rear wing end plate on Josh Fife's car, scraping along the mesh fence there, took out the brake markers.
Oh, this car has cried no more.
And you can see there's a bit of fire in the rear brake disc there. So Josh Fife taking his car back to pit lane, and you'll see, look at him dragging it. The front wheel's not actually turning, so big damage to the left front suspension. I'd say the left front upright is broken, and that is potentially doing more damage to the car. So just Josh Fife needs to be careful here. The team will be on the radio to him, making sure he slows it down. Don't need to go too fast here and do more damage than has already happened. Already, that's incredible. Good job, Aaron Seaton. He's got the inside front lock. Does he get it pulled up? No! Big contact with Angelo Mazouras. And that lock-up was coming for a while. Heavy damage to the front of Aaron Seaton's car. Looks like it's knocked the radiator out of it. Suspension damage. Mazouras gets it going again, but there's big damage to the back of that thing. I wouldn't mind betting this is... Yeah, look.
Oh.
Yeah, there's rear suspension damage to that one too, so Mazouras needs to be careful here. We've gone safety car.
He'll be fired up right now, the 19-year-old.
He's had a tough weekend.
Oh, no,
Dane Morse. Run down to turn two. At the start was okay, but this run down to turn two for Aaron Seaton, inside front locked, can't get the car pulled up in time, can't steer it. And a big turnaround, Ange Mazouras, big contact. You can see the fluid on the road coming from Aaron Seaton's car. We'll see Ange Mazouras appears in the shot backwards, so heavy, heavy contact. Big damage on Aaron Seaton. Mazouras was able to get going again, but suspension damage to the left rear of his car saw him out of this one.
Right, smile. Oh no, and Aaron Seaton now under red flag conditions has gone in at the exit of the chase.
Wow, that's
a bruising weekend in Dunlop Series. It's been crazy stuff over the last couple of days, and that's a really big one for Aaron. Hope he's okay in the Sharon Rentals car.
Well, this is going to have a big impact.
Very big impact, because we don't have too much more time
McCorkindale's
to add.
over on the grass. So he's got in there a little bit hot, and he's turned in a little bit early, and the thing's drifted over onto the grass.
Here we go.
Yeah, car's getting a bit loose here. Probably going a bit faster than he'd like. We saw Jaden Ojeda do this yesterday, and he actually picked it up and caught it, but no such luck here.
Did he get away with it, at least without hitting anything? That's the question.
I think he did.
Here's the answer.
Wow.
Oh, no, just at the end there, the left front.
Yeah. I don't think many people spin a car there with that sort of damage, but now you've got to sit here and how lucky is he?
A pair of teenagers just sneaking through on the inside without hitting him.
Now let's have a look what happened to Aaron Seaton here. I think he gets on the grass on the outside and fires across the road here. Wow. Unforgiving. What a pity. He's been doing a great job in this car.
And that'll be D'Alberto to the inside of Brock Feeney. And Josh Fife's going to go sailing around all of them. They're going to go 3 wide down there at turn 1. There's no way that's going to work. Payne's off, Missouri's off. Payne's got a really big head of steam going, and he crunches the tyre barriers.
So those tyre barriers do a great job. Yes, there's heavy contact and big damage to Matt Payne's car.
They're going everywhere, Gar.
Well, they were 3 and 4 wide into their Chad. That's not going to work. So Payne, big contact. But they slowed his car down because there's a heavy concrete wall further into that runoff area. Missouri's followed him. Policina went in as well. That was massive, seriously over-ambitious at the restart by lots of drivers there. So back under safety car.
I just had absolutely nothing. Fuck.
Apologies for the language. That's
Okay, well, safety car is out.
a very wounded Matt Payne down there at turn 1.
They should be able to get you free, and obviously there's no damage.
Jim Policina bogged up to the rotors. And Missouri's out of action. Gee, it's taken some big names. And let's see if we can unfurl how all this happened.
So another slow restart, a few overlaps. Josh Fife here, he's going to go around the outside of everyone. And then Payne just comes out of the gloom straight ahead. Missouri follows him. You can see him. Once he gets onto the old drag strip there, that's a burnout pad now. You are a passenger and into those tyre bundles.
Shades of Michael Caruso going through the tyre bundle at Townsville. Watch the background here. Wow, that was just a sled.
Yeah, well, that's all burnout pad now for other events. So the rubber that's down on that tarmac, when it's wet, it's literally like ice. And this is the most graphic demonstration of how cars can't slow down in those situations. Those tyre bundles are staggered like that to slow the cars down. Yes, there's big contact and big damage. But if they're not there, the next stop is a very solid concrete wall. We saw Mark Scaife go in there many moons ago with a massive crash. That's why these tyre bundles, they're chained together to arrest the car exactly like that. But just look at the speed that Payne went off in the background. Fife, who tried to go around the outside at turn 1, that wasn't going to work. He ends up in the paddock. Policina in the background, he's off as well.
Too much room.
They're trying to keep the overlap. Exactly right, Chad. Too much room. Oh no! It's around. You don't want to be here.
This is going to be
Do not
big.
want to be here.
Wham! Multiple cars, Matt McLean involved. Both ends of that car punched in.
Oh, they're still coming. Serious hold your breath moment there.
And we go back to BP Ultimate Safety Car conditions. Perkins.
Big damage to Perkins, big damage to McLean. Both the Eagleston Motorsport cars, heavy damage to the front. John McCorkindale's involved. Look at Declan Fraser's trying to turn that into a convertible. Let's see what happens if we can unpick it. Everingham was up the inside of Best. Charter was there with McLean. And then when Best ended up sideways across the track, I said it at the time, that's not where you want to be because it stacks on. And big damage.
One in Super 2 right there a few years ago, which included the likes of Andy Jones and Paul Brown. Bang.
Jalen Robotham's in there. John McCorkindale's got nowhere to go, gets it pulled up actually. He's got no damage, just stuck there. So this on board with Zach Best.
Let's have a listen. He didn't actually cop the worst of that in the end.
No, so you heard that initial contact with he and Tyler Everingham. We'll get to replay of that here. So Everingham has a look up the inside. Not sure if he's up there enough or not. That's for someone else to decide. But then when Zach Best is sideways across the track here, it's a blind exit. The drivers behind will not know and stacks on, and big damage to the two Eagleston Motorsport cars. This fire erupted under the bonnet of Jack Perkins' car. Eventually got some extinguishers there and got that fire out or under control. Matt McLean, Jack Perkins' teammate, doing what he can to minimise the damage.
A lot of steering troubles here. Same
Flag,
sort of
red
stuff.
flag.
Got Fraser in the wall.
Flag.
Looks like the wheels come off that car, and that might have been what tipped him into the wall. It'll be interesting to see how that started, but that's a big accident, and we see the wheel just laying on the road there.
Gavin Reynolds from Pure Property, his sponsor, helping him out there, and he is okay, which is good news. Now
Let's look
check
at
out.
the rear wheel here.
So Bradley's prediction was that maybe the wheel had come off before he even arrived there, and there goes the wheel nut. There goes the wheel. Bradley, you're on it.
And unfortunately, that is a very, very hard hit and quite a tricky spot.
That was a nasty one.
Yeah. So if you look at the where the wheel is actually mounted on these cars, wow, look at that, and the damage in the back of that car that we can see now.
I mean,
Wow.
it absorbed the energy brilliantly. When you check it out from that angle, you can see the energy absorption almost like a crash test. And Declan, safe inside that car, able to jump straight out, which was the best news. But and that car surely isn't coming back on the track this weekend.
I wouldn't have thought so, no. I mean, once upon a time we used to have the fantastic crew here to repair them all and work all night, but now it'll just be down to the team, and cars are all built on a jig. He will really struggle to, I would have thought they will struggle to repair that car. Really unfortunate. What I was going to say is we have these wheel clip holders on the wheels, so they've got tangs that sit up, and
I mean, that's got to be Bradley up there in the possibly worst spots anywhere on the tour that you could have that happen. In real time, it's a shocker.
yeah, because across that part of the circuit there is no room for error. You're going so fast when you have a moment, it's all you can do to hang on the car, but when a wheel comes off, you've got no chance of getting it under control, and very heavily fenced on both sides of the roads.